Well, good morning and welcome to Zen Fits on Martin Luther King Day. Beautiful Monday in Blackstone, Virginia. And yes, it's the center of your world and it's the center of my world. So, if you notice, I've kind of like shifted my viewpoint here because I really like including my puppets here created by my uncle's son, Tommy Jr., who's a puppeteer. And the title of today's talk is Why Guns Turn Us On. I mean, here we are in Virginia preparing for this big gun lobby, parade, riot. And it's kind of hysterical here in Virginia right now about guns. So I was first up this morning. I started, let me put this down. My first post or comment this morning was with a friend about guns, and we were talking about, at least I was talking about, the difference between security and freedom. These two, security and freedom, are imperatives in our nature, commandments that must be obeyed. We must have security. That's where our whole culture is built on security, the security of medicine that will secure your health, insurance industry, which will secure your possessions from risk. Security, the law is security. We all want everybody to obey the law. That makes us feel secure. We must feel secure. When you come home, you lock the door, you feel secure. If there's a robbery, you don't feel secure. You want to catch the robber. If there's a rabid raccoon, you don't feel secure. You got to catch the raccoon. So just think about that for a minute. That security is children must be secure. If the infant can't see the mother, it feels insecure. If the mother goes to the door and talks to somebody, the child, little kid, will start tugging because it doesn't feel secure. The mother's looking at somebody else. Lovers must be looking at each other, or they don't. Where did the other go? They've got to be back in contact, you see. They're insecure if the other is gone. So if you look into the security, it's very vital and it's everywhere. Fences make me feel secure. We put up Trump's wall, security. Keep the aliens out, you see. I don't feel secure. But at the same time, when there's a fence, we want to climb it. We want to be free. One of our favorite pictures of my son when he was a little boy was that we had a yard with a fence, and he would take his little bicycle, three-wheeler, and ride it up to the edge of the fence and get up on the bicycle and climb over the fence. He was always climbing over fences, going beyond the fence, going beyond the known. You see, so that's in us too. We have to, if there's a fence, we got to climb it. If there's a theory, we've got to transcend it. If there is any kind of control, we got to break it. We got to rebel. So these two forces, security, obedience, be good, obey God, obey the president, obey your family, obey your mother, obey, obedient, rebel, follow your dream, be your own person, be politically incorrect. That light. Sun's coming in. Be incorrect, you see, be free, be the wild one. Star Trek, I mean, all of our Indiana Jones, all of our action heroes are breaking out into freedom. And with freedom comes risk, you see. So freedom, risk, uncertainty go together. Security, control, the feeling of being safe, the mother, the womb, being born is a risk, you see. Security and risk. But you can't have both at the same time, unless you come up with some creative way to hold them together. But we must obey both. You see, this is what's so important for me, understanding, is that we must obey both. You can't have one without the other. But you can't because they're incompatible. You see the dilemma here? The dilemma is that you must obey both commandments, but you can't. But you must. But you can't. But you must. But you can't. So we come up with creative ways. We come up with movies. So if you go to a movie and watch Dirty Harry in the 70s, when he came out, he had a gun. So Dirty Harry and the gun. Dirty Harry was about the gun. This big magnum. I got a gun. How big is your gun? My big, Crocodile Dundee. You call that a knife? This is a knife. And he pulls out a big thing like that, you see. You've got a missile? This is a missile. You got tanks? This is a tank. You see. So this whole idea, of the gun has tremendous symbolic power. Because Dirty Harry, let's using that as a symbol, a metaphor. Movie is metaphor. Art is metaphor. So the Dirty Harry uses a gun. He's free, first of all. Dirty Harry is free from political correctness. He breaks the law. Call in Dirty Harry. He'll get her, he won't. What are you, I'm not going to, you want me to read your right? What are your rights, punk? This whole idea of being free to make us secure. Dirty Harry was free from the law so he could make us secure. And I remember that. I guess we're getting into this Dirty Harry thing because it's kind of symbolic right there. Dirty Harry is the gun. He was like a personification of the gun. And the gun in the 70s was a lawless time for security. It was a threatening time for security because gender boundaries were going to hell. I mean, people looked like men and men looked like women, and the hippies and the blacks and the gangsters and the drug dealers, and everything was just out of the box, you see. And it was crazy. So law and order had to be imposed. Security had to be imposed. The 60s, the late 60s, was very insecure because everything was coming apart. So everything was unraveling. Insecurity. You didn't know what was going to happen. So the backlash, the security came rushing in. That's conservatism is security. Conservative means control. Means secure. No risk. Control your money. No risky. Security. But the paradox of Dirty Harry was that he brought security through risk. You see. He brought security through freedom from the law. You see the paradox there? He wasn't a law imposer. He broke the law to provide security and control. But you see, this was the control of the strong man. Dirty Harry could control. The regular cops couldn't. This is the theme of the 70s. If you go back, there's a lot to understand in the 70s. If you go back and look at the cop shows, the cops were all ineffective. They were hamstring. Oh, we got to read him his rights. Oh, we can't do that. Oh, we got to get the commissioner to say we can do that. Dirty Harry comes in and does it. So suddenly the action hero, the man behind the law with a gun, brings us security. So I'm trying to get at here in a rambling way that the gun in our culture is a metaphor that holds two opposites together like a battery. Let me show you a battery. Now here's a battery. I love this. This is what a metaphor does. Now the battery holds the negative and the positive poles together. You don't get shocked by it. It doesn't blow a fuse. It's not grounded, you know. It holds two opposites together. You can't hold positive and negative together as one. It's two. But the battery holds the two as one. And because it holds the two, it generates energy, free energy. You can put this in your flashlight and turn on your lights, you see. It's potential energy. It's contained energy. It's, just plug me in and I'll light you up, you see. Of course, it can run down, so it needs to be replaced or recharged. But it contains energy. So the gun is like that. The gun is like, you can feel its power. You can hold the gun and feel the power. It can turn you on. It can turn you off, you see. So the gun can turn on and turn off. And you control it. And you have that power. So the gun gives you the power of on and off in one, you see. That's the power of God. You can feel it. It's potential. It's freedom and security. It's people so the whole dialogue here between guns is basically between security and freedom. The gun owner says it's freedom. The people who are being shot by the gun say guns don't make me feel secure. Guns are not making us secure. The other says the guns are making us secure. Dirty Harry. Guns make us secure. Guns don't make us secure. Wah, wah, wah. See, we can't put these two together. It's either guns make us freedom or guns make us insecure. That's on-off thinking, you know. So we're in a place where we can't find a solution. We can't find a compromise. We can't find a creative answer to the division between the poles. Positive is secure. Negative is risk, freedom, and security. The battery holds them together and creates creative energy. So if we could find a way to hold security and freedom together as one policy, as one idea, you see, that would generate energy instead of trying to split the battery and getting no energy but destruction. You see, to get creative energy, you have to hold the two opposites together in a new idea, a new compromise, a new diplomacy, a new idea, a new invention. New inventions always hold opposites together in a new way and generates good stuff. But when we try to split the battery, we get destruction. We run out of energy. You see, we kill the energy. And that creates insecurity, you see. So we feel secure when we're generating energy and insecure when we're losing energy. Anyway, I've been kind of like running with this here, but I'm exploring because I'm curious about what is it about the gun that turns people on and turns them off at the same time. And they go together like cats, tomcats in the backyard. You see. That's destructive energy. So the gun is either going to be creative or destructive. You see, it's either going to offer you freedom or it holds the opposites. And we really don't understand it because it's symbolic. The gun itself is just a piece of metal. The gun itself is just a tool. But we have turned it into kind of like a false idol, a god, something to be worshipped, something to die for. That's ironic. Yeah. Guns are something in my cold dead hands, you see. I'll die to protect my guns. It's just, would you die to protect your shovel? Your lawnmower, would you die to protect your lawnmower? You see? Anyway, thanks for dropping in.